going to be assignment number 42, and it is a review, not a complete review because some of the review things were from yesterday. So I'm going to help you set up quite a few of these. On the number 1, it says, what is the unit rate? So he gets $46.50 for 6 hours. How do you find the unit rate? Well, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and make this as a ratio, the price per hour. So I'm sort of modeling here what you're going to have to do tomorrow per every 6 hours. I think that's a good idea, Fred, if you do. Right, because I'm modeling how you need to show it on the test. So yes, it's a good idea. And the unit rate is for per 1 hour. So I'm going to put the 1 here. And then what do you do from there? In fact, I'm looking for, what is the unit rate? So I'm looking for his salary per hour. So you can either cross multiply and divide, or does that 6 go into that? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? Yes, I think 6 will go into it. How do you want to do it? Cross multiply? Divide? So I think 4650 is divisible by 6 because it's even, and 3 will go into that by the rule of 3. So divided by 6, which is, it doesn't go in. It goes in, how many times? Is that 7? So 742. Get a 4, 5, and a 7 again, and 7 times, that is 42, and 3, bring down your 0, and 5. So so his salary is $7.75, and you can write it like that, just leave it there, or $7.75 per hour. And I hope those answers are at the bottom. Okay. They're on the bottom. All right. So you'll have something like this where you've got to fill it in. How do you think you're going to do that? I didn't want to give it to you on a quiz without you seeing that format. So how do you think you do that?
Multiply.
What would I multiply by?
6.
There you go. How many times 22? So is that 3? So 22 times 3. So then you're going to go 5 times 3. So the missing number is 15. Easy peasy. And then on this one, this time it's backwards. It's, again, first number goes with first number on the other side. This one you're getting smaller. So you're multiplying or dividing? Dividing by 5. And this one by 5. So I think, is that going to be 13? Yeah. Okay. You'll also see one in this format. So these are proportional. So
you can see the 5 in the blank. It has to be the first number. So 7.
Very good. So on this one, to go backwards, I have to divide this by 2 to get 5. So I divide this one by 2, and I get 7. And then how do you get from?
5 can go in by the first number where you put 7. You already know.
Very good.
7 is 35.
No, she's right, because if I'm looking at if I'm looking at this, 10 doesn't go into 35, so I have to find another one, which is this one.
So it'd be 49.
5 does go into that, times 7,
Times 7 is 49.
and times 7, which is going to be 49.
And then of course 77 you can put into the top.
Yeah, and so 77 times 11, and so 5 times 11 is 55. And then this cross product should be easy. I'm going to skip the easy ones. Again, you could always cross multiply. In fact, I'm going to do this without reducing. I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. So 24x is equal to, and I'm going to leave it 15 times 10. And so I'm going to divide by 24, and I think I'm going to break this up. How can I break this up?
6 times 4.
6 times 4, let's do that. Okay, so does that 6 go into the 15 or part of it?
Why did you do, what? Wait. Oh, let's talk about 15.
You put this,
What?
So does 6 go into 15?
No.
is there a factor?
Yeah, 3.
So 3 goes into both. So 3 goes out twice, 3 goes into this 5. And then 2 goes into both of those. So if I'm dividing by 2, you take half of each of those numbers. And there's nothing really left. So my x is equal to 25 over 6. So that's if I didn't reduce. I could have reduced first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have reduced, but I'm just showing you an alternative if you just want to cross multiply. So again, and this goes in how many times? Is that 4? 4 times 6 is 24, and there is 1 left over. I don't see that answer. I probably did something wrong. 4 times 6 is 24. Well, that's it. Okay. Then this one's pretty easy. I'm going to leave this one for you. All right. This one here.
Wait, can you go back down?
In fact, I'm going to go back and do, if I divided both of those by 3, it would be 5 over 8. I just want to double check. 5 over 8 is equal to x over 10. So that would be,
That's what I was trying to do.
so it ends up being, I have to cross multiply anyway. So 8x is equal to 50.
Wait, where do you get 5 over 8 from?
Divided by 3, divided by 3. And so now it's coming out different. It's coming out different. Why is it coming out different? I probably did something wrong in here, so let me go back. So if I divided by 3, it's 5. If I divided by 3, it's 8. So I've got 8 times x is 8x. 5 times 10 is 50. So this comes out to be 6. 6 times 8 is 48. So this is 6 1/4. I don't see either of those. Well, someone's going to have to rework this and tell me what the correct answer is. Okay, somebody rework it, because I've got pen. Okay, I'll do one more time. 15 for such a simple problem. Okay, and I'll reduce it first. Divided by 3. Divided by 3.
It should be 6.25.
Yeah. There's not even a 6.25.
Yes, that's really
There's
weird.
a 6.5.
Okay, so let's.
Close enough.
So 5 over 8 and x over 10. And that is right. 8x is equal to 50. So I just have a feeling that the answer bank isn't correct. So 6 and 8, that's 48. It's 6 point.
That's the way that I did it, but I didn't.
Okay, it is 6 1/4 or 6.25. So sorry it's not down there. This is the correct answer for the number 5. 6, and I'm going to put 6 1/4. No, ignore it. If it has to be the right answer. So go to this one, and I didn't round them. So on this one, it says a model boat is 4 inches. The scale factor is 24:1. How long is the actual boat? So this is one where you have to figure out on your ratio, if I put 24:1, which of those numbers is the model? Which of those numbers is the actual?
The model is 24.
Do you think the model is bigger than the actual?
The bigger one, the real life one, is 24.
That would be the actual. So this one would be the actual, and the smaller would be the model. Okay. And so then when I'm solving this, the model boat is 4 inches long. Where would I put that? On the bottom. And we're looking for how long is the actual boat, and this one is just A is equal to whatever that is. Is that 96? Yeah, you could have done it times out also. It still comes out times 4 times 4.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 16. Is that 96? Okay. So, and it doesn't, I guess this is 96 inches. It doesn't say.
Yes, 96.
Righty. And then,
96 on the bottom.
yep, so that's it. And so we can cross off a 7, a 49, a 55, a 7, a 49, a 55, and 775 should be here, and the one we just did is 96. All right. Now here's something, a new little setup. It says what is the scale factor? So the actor is 6 feet tall. On a billboard for a new movie, the actor's picture is enlarged so that his height is now 16.8. So on these, you put the original on the bottom and you put the new on the top. So you'll, on the bottom is always starting with the original. So what was his original height? So you put 6 feet or just 6. And the new height on the enlarged billboard is what? Is 16.8. And then you get it to be the, I think you just reduce it. No, I think they want the, I think this comes out to be the unit price. So I'm going to divide it by 6, divide it by 6. So the bottom number is 1 for sure. And then I've got to go 16.8, 2 and something. Put my decimal, 6 goes into that 8 times. So the scale for the new, it is 2.8 feet for every 1 feet of the original. All right. And the original always goes on the bottom. And on the number 9, what is the distance on the map? So a map of Texas has a scale, and we'll be doing more on scale in a second, of 1 inches to 65 miles. So I can set that up. There's my 2 things that go together. So 1 inch is equal to 65 miles. And then the distance from Dallas to Austin is 260 miles. So where would I put the 260? On the bottom. So that must be the actual miles. And we're looking for the inches on the map. So I'm going to put N for inches. And then again, I'm just going to, this tells me how to set it up. So 65 equals 1 times 260. Okay, and then what do we have to do? Divide. Yeah, divide by this. So this tells you what to do. And is that going to be 4 times? I think it's going to be 4. 65 times 4 is 24, 20. Yeah, that's it. So it goes perfectly. It goes 4 times. So it's going to be, the map is 4 inches. Alrighty. Number 10, I'm going to leave for you. That should be pretty easy. Is that easy? The 8 was, the scale factor was 2.8 to 1. Okay. So this one is cut and dry. So what is the width right here? How do you set this one up?
X over 36.
I would keep the left on the left, the right on the right. And again, just draw your lines. So 42 over 54 is equal to X over 36. And I certainly, once I see big numbers, I'm going to say, no, I don't want to cross multiply and divide. So can you reduce that 42 over 54?
You can reduce by 12.
Not 12.
7 over 9.
So 6 goes into it. Oops. So 40, I'm going to rewrite it. So 42 divided by 6 is 7. 54 divided by 6 is 9, is equal to X over 36. Why do we have to reduce it? But look at it now. The fact that we reduced it all the way now, it goes perfectly right into that.
4 plus 4.
So times 4 times 4. So the answer is what?
28.
Is 28.
We didn't do 6, right?
We did not. Okay. Alrighty, and then let's flip it over. In fact, I'm going to skip these 2 just for a second because this is, I know this is going to be on the quiz, something like this, the very back. It's asking you for the unit rate. It just puts it in a different form. So it says, find the unit rate for each ratio then circle the better by. And I know positively this is going to be on the quiz. So how do I find the unit rate? So here's soap A and here's soap B. So those are two separate soaps. How can I find, do I find the ounce per cost, or do I find the cost per ounce?
Cost per ounce.
The cost per ounce. So it's going to be the cost per ounce. The way that I write it is the way that you write the numbers. The way that I write the numbers then is going to be 3 divided by 8. So keep that in mind, and that's exactly how you have to divide. You've got to set up your division like this. And where is that 3 going to go?
On the outside.
Oh, no.
It's on the inside. The first number goes first. First number goes first on the inside, divided by the 8. So again, for this, I'm going to carry this out a couple spaces. So 8 doesn't go into that. 8 goes into that how many times?
24, 3 times.
3 times that is 24. Again, I suggest you get this down. You will have one like this on the test.
What page are we on?
It's on the very back. I flipped it way to the back. Okay. 3 times 8 is 24. Subtract, we get 6. Bring down. And I'll check your review to see how much you did tomorrow. 8 goes into 60 how many times?
7 times.
So 7 times 8 is 56. I get a 4. What do I have to put again? Another 0. And then,
37.
okay. All right. So this one cost, and in fact, here's the answer. This one cost 0.375, so 37.5 cents. Then we have to do the same thing for the B, which is its cost. Again, it's cost. I could write it like this: cost per ounce, which is the cost is 15 divided by the 50. So again, which one goes on the inside?
Could we simplify it first? No.
You could, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to just leave it like that. So it's going to be 15 goes on the inside, the top guy goes on the inside, or the first guy, divided by 50, and it doesn't go in, I have to add a decimal.
It's 0.3.
So, okay, so 50 goes into that 3 times, and that comes out perfect. However, I have to make this look like money. How can I make this look like money?
Set a 0.
Put a 0. So this one is 30 cents. So which one of those two is the better buy?
0.30.
The lower price one. So the better buy is this one. All right. So let's go ahead and do this one. This one's going to be easier. So again, on this, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
I can't read the numbers because it's low. Can you tell me so I can see more? For being so
Way
big, I
off.
can't see that.
Your projector is way off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I know. And it's interesting because I told the guy today. I said, "Can you come in and adjust my projector?" He says, "No, you've got to do it from your computer." I said, "No, just move it." He says, "No, you have to." I don't know. So we'll do the best we can.
He's talking about that thing,
That-
so if you adjust it up and to the left, the thing moves, because it's kind of cut off right there.
I know, but I thought he could just adjust it.
It also goes to the right.
Yeah, I know. All right. So anyway, let's go on to this one. So I need the cost per pounds or the pounds per cost.
Cost per pound.
So, and write it like you say, the cost per pound. So the first one is $6.78 for 2 pounds. So what goes on the inside?
6.78.
So the 6.78, and we're dividing it by 2. So this one's going to be easier. So that goes in perfectly. By the way, if it goes in perfectly on that first number, you don't have to go 3 times 2 is 6. Then we can just scoot right on to the 7. 2 goes into 7 how many times?
3.
3 times 2 is 6. Subtract. Bring down.
3.39.
And there we go. So in fact, that is that one. We got it right. So that one is 3.39. And then the other one, cost per pound, same thing. It is 10.77 cost per 3 pounds. So which one goes on the inside?
The 10.77.
The 10.77. Okay. And that's going to go 3, 9, get a 1, bring down the 7, goes in 15, 15 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Yeah, but I think if I would have given you this on a quiz without you seeing the format, you might have not understood it. Right, 9. Right. So 3.59. So which one is the better buy?
3.59. Oh no, 3.39.
Yeah, the 3.39. So this is the better buy. Okay. And again, let's see. Let me just check our time. Okay, we're doing good. Alrighty. Okay, this is okay. What? I wanted to go over this, but I don't think it's on the test, so I'm not gonna do it yet. It won't be necessarily a waste of time, but then we won't get into things that we need to do. But I was just going to show you, and in fact, I'll just set up one of them. When you're doing these, if you're doing the NWEA test, is if you've got conversions, if you've got a conversion chart, you can use ratio and proportion. For example, if I go, I want to convert 1320 feet to so many miles. I need to look up feet and miles on my chart. So let's see, does it have feet and miles? Oh, here it is. So 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. In fact, I'm just going to set up this one and we're going to skip it. So, yes.
Sometimes, like the times I've taken it doesn't have like.
It doesn't have any conversions?
No. Sometimes it won't.
I'm just going to show you this one, and then I'm not even going to work the whole thing out. But then I take now what I'm converting. Now where am I going to put that 1350 or 1320? On the top or bottom?
I was reading the bottom.
On the bottom. And I'm looking for the number of miles, and then you can just cross multiply and divide. That doesn't look like it. In fact, if this number's a lot, if this number's a lot smaller than this will be smaller than that.
It looks like it goes like perfectly before.
It's going to be that times that divided by that. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 4. I think so. Okay, and then you cross multiply or divide whatever, but you can use ratio, proportion. Okay, what's that? You don't have to do those. All right, but some of these I'm going to tell you right now. We're skipping the rest right now. We don't have time. If we have time, I'll go back and tell you to do it. But let's go ahead and look at a few of these because I know some of these will be on the test. It says write each ratio as a fraction in the simplest form. And so how would you write number 2? 9 over 4 or 4 over 9? 9 over 4, and it can't be reduced. And you can just, if you want to check them off, you can. On the next one, how would you write that one? 20 over 12. The first one always have to be first on top. Can that be reduced?
5 over 3.
So divided by 4, divided by 4, so 5 over 3. And again, if you want to look for those and just cross it off, you can. I'm not going to assign all of them. All right. The next one is, how do you write that one? 6 over 15, which is what?
2 over 5.
Is 2 over 5. And I think it should be there. It is. And so on. So you know how to do those. But now here's what I really want to talk about. It says the ratio of wins to losses for a team with 60 wins and 90 losses. What has to go first?
The wins.
The wins. The wins have to go first. So 60 wins and 90 losses. And what can you cross out right away?
Oh, you can simplify it by.
Can you take away the zeros?
Yes.
Take away the zeros and now reduce it by 3. What is it?
2 over 3.
2 over 3. Right. And that's it. Then, again, just make sure, except for the kind of problems that we had yesterday, you do go in order of the words. So on this one, it says the ratio of girls to boys. So I have to have girls to boys. So what number is going to go on top?
Girl.
So how many are there? Is it 300 to 250? And again, you can cross out your zeros. Divide by 5, divide by 5. What's that answer?
6 over 5.
6 over 5. And that is it. And then, okay, now this is very important. Listen carefully. You want the ratio. They tell you the ratio of red to blue. So I wouldn't take any chances. I would put red to blue. And then, so how much is red? How many ounces?
24.
So 24. How much is blue?
6 over 7.
28. And you can divide by what? By 4?
By 4.
By 4. And so it ends up being 6 over 7.
Wait, is it the same question? Oh, wait.
Okay, I need you to listen. Okay. So this one, the ratio of blue to red. Sorry about that. All right. The ratio of blue to red. Take the time and write it. I need the blue to red. And they're mixing 24 ounces of red. Where does that red go?
At the bottom.
You have to match the words with your letters. So Matthew, where does this 24 ounces of red go? On the bottom. And 28 of blue, which the blue is on the top. And so yeah, this one ends up being 7 over 6. And then we'll just look at a couple of these on the bottom. Okay. All right. Again, we'll just look at a few and how you're going to set them up tomorrow. We're not going to do all those. Okay. So on number 15, they want the unit. They want the unit rate. The unit rate is per 1. Again, think of the I in unit rate. It's per 1. So, well, I'm going to set it up in fraction form, 300 miles to 15 gallon. And then I want the amount per, I want the miles per 1 gallon. So I want the miles per 1 gallon. So how would you do this one? Yeah, you can divide it by 15. I can divide by 15. That'll give me 1. Divide by 15. And so what is that going to be? 15 goes into 30 how many times? 2 with an extra 0. So it's 20 miles per 1 gallon. And on your test, just leave it like that, 20 miles per 1 gallon. I'm going to skip a couple of these because we're not going to do all of them. We don't have time.
Yeah, we do.
What's that, Sean? All right, these are pretty easy. All right, so I'm going to go down to the 18. Again, in fact, here it's telling you they want revolutions per minute. So I'm going to put revolutions per minute. So it revolved how many times?
960.
So those are the revolutions, 960 in 30 minutes. And then, okay, then I want it per 1 minute. That's the unit, so I'm going to put it per 1. Can I divide each of those by 30? Yeah. Divide by 30 by 30. So the zeros can be canceled out, and it's going to be what, 32? So it's 32 revolutions per minute. So make sure when you get your final answer that you box those off. It's 32, it spins 32 times per minute. Okay. And if you have to go out to the side, and divide it,
I did.
and it goes in 2. Alrighty. And then, yeah, we're going to do 20. right, so on 20, and then we just have a couple more to do, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so on 20, they want feet per second. So listen carefully. I need 5208. I need feet per second. But here's my problem. They didn't give me the seconds. What did they give me?
Oh, that's what I did wrong.
Okay, so what do I have to do with those 4 minutes?
240 seconds.
Times 60.
Times 60. So I've got 4 minutes times 60 seconds per minute. So it's 240. So again, you have to really pay attention to what they're asking. We need feet per second. And then on this one, I think we can cross out that 0. Again, we want it per 1. Hopefully 24 will go into that. These are all going to come out even, I can tell. Divide by 24. 2.
Hey. Is it?
It's 20, it's 22.
Like
22.
30.
So it's 22 feet per second. Okay. All right, got it? Then, we're going to do some of these, but we are not, oh, we did all those. Okay. All right. So then one of the last things that we're going to look at, and we might need, I don't know if we need paper. We'll see. Because we're just going to do a few. So on this one, it says, find the actual room dimensions. So first of all, it says, find the length of the ballroom. But let me preface that by saying, over here, it says the scale is 2 centimeters for every 3 meters. So this is the model. The 3 meters is the actual. So this is for everything in the whole house. Then, I really need a sheet of paper.
Why is the house so small?
Why is there a ball
Okay.
down there?
It is a ball.
Okay, girls and boys, let's not get off task. This is the map of this, maybe it's a museum or whatever, or a sitting little gallery, and this is what it is. So, first of all, it says, find the length of the ballroom. The first thing you need to do is, what is your ratio of the centimeters to the meters?
2 centimeters and 3 meters.
So this is what you do for everything. So you're going to put 2 centimeters. Oh my goodness, I don't have time.
I'm pretty sure the ballroom next to a library, but let me
Okay, you already did.
I've got to come outside. Yes, okay, we'll do. Thank you. All right. So here we go. So 2 centimeters, girls and boys, let's finish up to 3 meters. And then go over here, it says they want the length of the ballroom. So in fact, I have them all here, but we'll actually go to the ballroom. The length of the ballroom is the longer. So am I going to use the 4.3 or the 9.1?
That's where the doors are.
You don't even need to worry about that right now. Let's go ahead and work on this. The length, where am I going to put, okay, girls and boys, where am I going to put the 9.1? On the top, because that's the centimeters. So 9.1, and I'm looking for, well, do it over here. We're not going to do very many. So do it over to the side somewhere. So put your 2 over 3, which is centimeters to meters. And then I'm going to put the 9.1 centimeters, and this is the length of the ballroom. I'll just put LB, the length of the ballroom. And then what would we have to do to solve that?
cross multiply.
Cross multiply, and I'll help you multiply this. So this is going to be, if you don't have paper, it's going to be 2, I'll just put 2L is equal to,
Oh, yeah.
okay, 3 times that. Can you do that mentally? So 27 point what? 27.3. And then what do you have to do to finish it up? Divide by 2. Divide by 2.
13.65.
I think you're right. So 27.3 divided by 2
Yes.
is going to be, is that 13? It's 26. And it goes 7. No, that's 6. Is that right, Christian? Did I do it right? I don't know. It goes in there 5.
What number is it? What number is
There's like, there's two.
Okay. This is number 6. So this comes up to the 13.65 right here. So it is 13.65. And we'll maybe do, I'm just going to pick out, because of the time, I'm just going to pick out one more. What time do we end? Not 29? I think 29. Yeah, we have time. Okay. So do the same thing, but this time I want the actual width of the library. So what do you have to start with? You always start with a ratio. What ratio do you know? What? I don't know where you're getting 6, Fred. Sam is correct. Your ratio is right here. So this is the ratio for the whole thing. So for the number, what did I say? The number 9. So for the number 9, it is, you're going to use your 2 centimeters to 3 meters. And then I need to go to the library. So the library, we're looking for the width, which is the smaller. So here's the library. Which one am I going to pick for the width? The 3.2, the shorter one, is the width. So on that one, where am I going to put that 3.2? Where am I going to put the 3.2? Okay, but are these meters?
Oh, my bad.
These are centimeters. So 3.2. And again, this is for the width of the library. So again, how do you solve that? I have 2, well, let's look. I have 2 centimeters to 3 meters. And I'm looking for the actual meters of the library. And so I'm going over to the library and it says it's 3.2. These are centimeters. So that goes with the centimeters up on the top. Yeah, they're all centimeters. Yeah, these couldn't be meters. These are all centimeters. And then how do you solve it? Yeah, the only way you can do it is cross multiply. So 2W is, he might be right. So is that going to be 9.6 divided by 2 divided by 2? And actually he's right, because half of 96 is 48. So it is going to be 4.8 meters. Okay, I think I covered everything. Okay, so 4.8 meters. Okay, and then let's see what we're going to do. So, girls and boys, so this is all you're going to do. It's going to be really easy. You're going to do anything on the front that we didn't finish, which I think is only one problem. So, Sam, so you're going to finish the number 6, and let me see on this. Then go. Okay. And then all I want you to do is, we'll do 7 and 8, and you're done. That's it.
I don't know how to do it.
The 6 on the front, and this 7 and 8 on that second page. No, I'm not gonna have time. I'm gonna come around and check it real fast, see who's got it. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick it up today, but I can come around and look and see who's got it. Okay. You've only got 3 problems. I know you can get it done.
And how long do we have?
I don't know. I need a cat food. I don't know.
I don't even know, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. 6 and, oh.
I thought it was in front. Where's that line?
Too easy to trigger. Seven.
I got it right here. It's the ratio of fortune where are the main problems?
Wait, how much? 1, 1, 2, 2, or 2, 3? Here. Look at this place.
It's that.
And again, some of your problems will come from this packet, that's why I'm not picking it up. It's a little better and much better. It's like, sure, right.
Oh,
We still have to have
the
equal
equals.
design.
Yeah, like this.
Don't get anything else. Yes.
With all my math homework, I have to figure it out.
Well, that's a
But
lot.
she wants the home.
First, yeah, bring it tomorrow.
She ain't me.
Wait, hold on, no, this doesn't say. Actually,
She ain't.
you didn't match up?
They can return the whole class. Yes.
Thank you, Miss.
Wait.
It really is. It really is, bro. Oh, my
Yes,
God.
I'm using my phone.
Can you throw this away?
No, she just did it, so she.
I'll keep it just in case. I'll keep it by the end of this month. Okay, real quick, you will have some problems from this worksheet also from yesterday, so make sure you know.
You sure? What about the 6th through 7th from Friday, last Friday?
I'll get any other homework tomorrow, because I'll let you keep it for your quiz.
You sure? What for the line of the ballroom, would I use the formula? Width of the ballroom,
Use the shape on the line.
yeah, so where would I put the formula?
Well, these are centimeters. So which one of these is centimeters?
This one?
So you put it in the top.
And this one doesn't say so.
But you can have it measured centimeters here and miles over here, or meters, but they're all the same unit. All, these are all.
That is
Easy.
You actually have to do this for mine. In a way.
Hey, man. Actually, I found the last one.
Oh, sorry.
This is 3 and 4.
No, I'm just gonna use it.
Really? I thought you were still working on it. I didn't just hear you say that's too easy.
Oh, this is. It could have been over a
Maybe
problem.
59.
Oh, but then you're done. I could have just go, let's multiply 1 times t is t is equal
Wait.
to 3 times 1 is 9.
But we can't do mental, so.
Okay, good.
Each time, you have like.
Don't worry about it.
I need a nut.
You're tripping.
Oh, you want my homework?
Yeah.